Now, one way to protect your wireless network actually is to just make it go away. And I'm really not actually making the wireless network go away. What I'm doing is I'm going to end up hiding it. So, first of all, let's bring up this Wi Fi Explorer application that we've looked at previously. And I want to see all of the SSIDs that we know about. And what I'm going to get here is a list of all of the SSIDs, and this is the one I'm going to be working with. So I'm going to set this SSID to simply not announce itself anymore. And I'm using DDWRT, which is the firmware on my access point here. And when you go to the wireless settings, you should see something along the lines of SSID broadcast. And in this case, it says wireless SSID broadcast, and I can either enable or disable it. In this case, I am going to disable it, and I'm going to click apply here. And you can see that we've actually disabled the SSID broadcast. Now, I should still be able to connect to that access point because I know the SSID. If it didn't actually show up in my list because I hadn't previously connected it, I could go to join other network. I could type in the name of my network or the SSID. And in this case, it would be Infinite Wi-Fi. And then I select the security. In my case, it's WEP because that's what I've got it set to currently. What I want to do now is actually open up my network preferences, and I'm going to make that wireless network disappear from my settings so I shouldn't even know about it any longer. And then what I want to do is bring up my Wi-Fi Explorer again. And because I have stopped that from broadcasting, and we can just go back here and make sure that's still set to not broadcast the SSID, that SSID or that network should not show up in my Wi-Fi Explorer anymore because it's not a network that I know about, and it's not actually broadcasting its SSID. Now, I shouldn't also see it show up as a Wi-Fi network that's available to me. Since the SSID isn't being broadcast any longer, it shouldn't show up as an available network. But again, I can connect to it by going to join other network, Infinite Wi-Fi, and I'm going to select WEP, and then I'm going to join the network. And at this point, it should let me join the network, and I should be able to see that I am connected to Infinite Wi-Fi again. So one way to protect your wireless network is to simply disable the SSID broadcast, which means it's not available for somebody to pick out of the air and just start doing brute force password attacks against, for example. In order to connect to a network where the SSID is hidden, you need to know the SSID in order to do any sort of connection attempt, whether it's legitimate or not legitimate.